Well, today is July the 25th, and this is part 15 of our study of end times. We've come a long way in our study, but we still got a long way to go. And I think today would be good if we would just go back and do a little review of what we've studied so far. So this is my opinion of how things are going to be and what we've studied up to this point as we continue on in our study of end times. There is coming a man who will make an agreement, a covenant with a lot of people for 7 years. This man will be the Messiah that the Jews have been looking for thousands of years, and Muslims have been looking for over 1,000 years. And he will fulfill all their desires, and everybody will think he's so wonderful. The whole world will wander after him, and the Jews will rejoice because they will be allowed to build their temple back and start their worship back. Now then, for 3.5 years, things are going to go wonderfully. There will be peace on earth. And I think this peace on earth will be because Antichrist will be in control. And as we said yesterday, that control comes about by a cashless society, and everybody has an account. Now then, in that account, it's not only money, but all the records, medical records and arrest records and everything. And with that account, they can track you everywhere you go and everything you do. And so when you, without money, without cash, when you buy something, you would have, I suppose, will start off like we have a debit card now, but it will wind up a lot more serious than that later. And by this means, Antichrist will control the world and everybody that's in it, so we'll have peace. Now, we'll have to give up a lot of freedom, the world will, but that's okay. We'll give up our freedom if we can have peace and safety. Now then, we're taught that in the middle, 3.5 years after he sets up, and by the way, when the peace treaty is signed, that 7-year treaty is signed, that begins the clock ticking. And we have 7 years to finish things up and get ready for Jesus' rule on the earth for 1,000 years, millennium. Okay, so we've had 3.5 years of peace and safety, and everybody's happy. Then something happens, and we're going to go from daylight to dark. Antichrist is going to receive a wound by a sword that should kill him, but he's going to be healed, and I think the false prophet will heal him. And everybody on earth is going to wonder how great that is. And then things happen. He's going into the temple and stop the Jewish worship. He's going to set himself up as God and demand to be worshipped. The false prophet, working miracles, calling fire down of heaven, will go into the temple and set up a statue or an image of Antichrist and demand that people worship him. Not only that, but he gives life to this image so that it can speak. Not only that, but if you don't worship the image has the power to kill you. Now then, we also saw that this false prophet will be the death officer. He will track people down that will not worship Antichrist, and they will be killed. And we saw that there will be a great number of people that will hear the gospel preached by the angel that goes all over the world preaching the gospel. They will accept it and be saved. They will not worship the image or Antichrist, and they will be killed. Not only that, but Antichrist will begin his war on the Jews, to annihilate the Jews. But God's going to protect them, so there'll be a remnant of Jews left through all of this. Now then, the false prophet will, at this point, make people have a mark on them. And as we said before, what that mark is doesn't matter. It's just a mark that will allow them access to their account. Otherwise, when they go to the store to buy something, they would just present the mark that they have, whatever it happens to be, and the money in their account will be transferred over. Not only that, but everything in the account. If you want to know about someone, you just check their mark and it will take you to their account. Everything about them will be right there, everything. So they will be complete control during this time. And the false prophet will be in control of this area of the mark and make sure people worship the beast. Now then, at this point, Jesus said there's going to be great tribulation. So there's going to be 3.5 years of great tribulation. Now this last 3.5 years is going to be like a 3-ring circus. There are going to be things going on here and there and everywhere. And one thing I want to point out to you is during this tribulation period, this last 3.5 years, life will try to continue on as somewhat normal. Now here we are today in the midst of this coronavirus. People are getting sick, but people are still going on with their lives and doing what they need to do. And through the tribulation, the same thing will happen, that people will just try their best to continue on. Well, our time went by in a hurry this morning. We will keep going. There's a lot of ground still to cover. So I will see you in the morning. Have a great day today.